Okay, so people are wondering what is quantum physics and how does it play into mixing with or understanding how is it a part of natural selection. It's simple. Quantum physics is like when you have so many possibilities and the outcome is, one of those possibilities being harm, another possibility meaning you know, being a witness. Another possibility may be being out of danger, means you're just kind of like a passerby. And then you have another possibility, which would be the person who's committing the harm. These things you can't necessarily get away from as far as them being um, applicable. They all correlate. They all mix into being uh, the exact, in a sense that um, they all know each other. You can't mix. You can't. The passerby cannot see the person who does the harm. The person who does the harm cannot help, attempting to harm the passerby. Um, and then you always have the victim, right? You always have the victim. And when you have these natural selections, the best thing that you can do as a passerby is uh, try to stay away from um, whatever harm that may be pending, whatever harm that may be occurring. Your best bet is to try to stay away from it, and you can't do it, right, because of quantum physics. Um, when you have the idea that crime happens every second, someone is shooting a gun, someone is going to harm someone, someone is looking to harm someone, someone is looking to steal. These things play out every second. So when you have natural selection in play and then you have quantum physics into play, the best thing you can do is just like, sacrifice as much as you can to make sure that you're not a part of whatever victimization that is taking place. I noticed that, some people, their thing is, we're going to leave America, we're going to go to Africa, but you have to understand something. Even in those times, right, natural selection and quantum physics still take place. And in some cases, they're even more heightened. So this is something that we can't necessarily get away from, because we don't have all the necessary tools to live in our own circumference, in our own dimensions, as it relates to having a human activity on the planet or the globe that is clearly safe. So some people they bypass this by saying, I'm going to join a church. To say that someone like Dylan Roof want run into a church and shoot it up. Everything happens for a reason, and everything happens according to quantum physics and natural selection. When he was thinking about shooting up a church, I don't think he was thinking like, I'm going to run past this church and find a church that's maybe 6 blocks away. He went to the church that he saw that was, the closest to getting away with the crime. And, the thing is that it's often as we find ourselves in these situations, um, you know, it isn't clear to us that, natural selection and quantum physics is going to be a part of our demise. This happens like this happens diligently. Like we can't, Earth is about calculations and numbers, and if you don't understand that, then I would suggest that maybe you look into it and try to understand this through basic math and basic algebra, because we count every second. We need money every second, and the moment you don't have money, or the moment you're not doing something productive, you go into a freak. You go into a freak accident. So that's where we at right now. Look into quantum physics and look into natural selection. So great peace, Yakoki.